Hey guys, it's Nicole, and I just wanted to share with you the last few layouts I made with my kit. I like the way most of them turned out. I wish I would have used my silhouette a little more, but honestly, sometimes when I come home and scrapbook, I just don't feel like hooking it all up because my current scrap room is just not conducive to that layout. But once our house is built and I'm in like a normal scrap room and everything's sort of laid out the way it's supposed to be and I'm not in apartment living, I plan on using it more. So anyways, that's that. I'm going to show you what's left of my kit. And of course I made 5 total layouts, one of which I did a process video on, and I did make 2 cards, but those already got sent out in the mail. It tends, when I tend to make a card with my kit, it seems like it has to go in the mail right away. So you won't see that, but I'm going to just show you what I used. I used a ton of these. I think I used them on like 2 or 3 layouts. I love these. And then I did use some of both of these alphas on both sheets. I hope I'm in frame here. And then I did use these on one layout. And just so you know, I got an add-on kit too, but I don't remember the name of it. And then I used some of these as well. So let me just show you my dishes here so you can see. In this particular dish, I did use some of these, but not all. I did, oop, one just kind of escaped off the paper here. I think it's losing its sticky. But I did get to use some of these. Well, let me move that one aside. And then I used quite a lot of these brads, as you can see. And I was able to use both of these sentiments and this chevron arrow. I used only this asterisk stamp. And then in terms of this part, I did not use any of these envelopes. I found them very difficult to use, and when one of the harder things for me is when I use an envelope on a layout, I like it to be open like this with something inserted, and it just bothered me that it wasn't like colored on the inside. So I didn't end up using those. This wasn't part of the kit. I have one speech bubble left. I used all the others. I have this piece of ephemera left. I used both of these washies, but obviously you're not going to go through all the washi. And I used about 4 or 5 of these, but I didn't use any of the orange ones. I think you got 3 of each color, 2 or 3 of each color. So I used some, but not all. And then I didn't use any of these, and I would have used this had I seen it there. But okay, so that's basically that. And then in terms of paper, I just feel like you'll always have paper left. But I was in love with this paper right here, and this is the only strip I have left of it. And I used a lot of this one. This is all I have left of this one. I used this side mainly. I'm glad I have a little bit left of this because I used a great deal of it. But basically, the only whole sheet of paper I have is this one. And I didn't like this side, and I didn't really find a way to use this side. And then I have 2 of the cardstocks left. So I'm going to show you what, oh, and you know, I had pulled my own stuff as well, and I did get to use the stamp set, but I didn't use the stamp set. So I will show you. Okay, so the first layout, I'm not really a big fan of. And it was sort of out of my comfort zone. Hopefully I'm in camera here. But the colors aren't my typical colors. I like the idea of it, I just don't like the way it turned out. So basically, I just cut around an older picture of Reagan where she was just talking, and I wanted to kind of document what she says these days and what she sounds like and the funny things that she does that sound like she's saying a word but she's really not, and just cute stuff like that. So I basically used all of the vellum speech bubbles and either stamped on them, doodled on them, or like added flair. And then I also typed on here a couple little things. And then this is from that one big sheet of all the speech bubbles. And then here I stamped on this wood grain paper. I should have just used a regular avalanche cardstock, but since I stamped it, kind of broke up the words a little bit. So I had to outline them. And then I dipped these pieces of wood veneer in some different inks. And then I just added washi all the way down. This is that washi that came with the kit. And then I just wrote blah, 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 because it's all about her, you know, speaking her own language. But anyways, I'm not like, I don't dislike it. It's just not my normal color scheme. It's not my normal anything, like cutting around the picture like this. So I just felt out of my element. But anyways, that's that. And then the next one looks like this. And I'll try to kind of stay in the camera. But basically, I used some of the washi here. This is one of the papers that came with the kit. And it just says, "This face you make my heart sing," and I stamped it 4 different times all the way down the paper in soft brown. And then I added some of my own Prima bling along with the sequins that came with the kit, and these, I don't know what you call them, these little flower things. And I added those down the side. This is some paper from Pebbles that came with it. There was a piece of paper that just had a bunch of words, so I used those. And here's another paper from the kit, and I just punched, using my butterfly punch from Martha Stewart, I just punched out and used the negative space. And then this is the only thing I actually like cut out of my silhouette. And I just cut it out of vellum. I used some paper tray ink twine, button twine, to kind of make the trail of the butterfly. And then to cover the glue dots that I put in the back of the butterfly, I used copper stickles. So that's that layout. And then the next layout is this one. And I used the gray cardstock that came with the kit. These 2 Polaroids are from Studio Calico, and I actually bought them with my kit from the Studio Calico store, but they weren't a part of the kit. These 2 pieces were from my stash. They're from the Neapolitan collection. This Instagram flare came with the kit, and then this came from one of the papers. I just cut it out. And then I used this little stamp to stamp Lovely Day in Weather Vane ink and the date all the way down. I just stamped it 3 times. And this says, "So very precious." This is my friend's child. And yeah, and then I used my large scallop punch to punch this out. And this paper had this pattern on the background, so I just used the strip that tells on the other side the paper designer and everything, because I liked to incorporate it with these 2 colors. And then these were also from my stash. They were just chipboard clouds from Studio Calico. I really wanted to accent the blues. And then I just did my journaling in pencil here. Whenever I'm using gray, I don't have a really good gray pen, so I always do my journaling in pencil. Just made a few lines. And then these are all alphas that came with the collection, and then I just splattered some white Mr. Huey. So that's that one. And then my last one has like a lot of layering, and it looks like this. This background is from the Amy Tan collection, and this didn't come with the kit. It was just some scraps of acetate that I had from Hambly. All of these papers I layered, they were all scraps. I just layered them and used one of the speech bubbles that said happiness, and I used one of my gel pens to go over it. Here are some brads from the collection. And then I stamped that arrow chevron in Versamark, and then put white embossing powder over it. Right here's the title. It just says Cousins, because these 2, this is Ray, and this is like an older photo. Ray, me, and her cousin. And then I just added some scraps of paper. This is one of the last layouts I did just to use up some scraps. so that is it, guys. I was curious. You can tell me what you think on my channel. It's up to you, but since we're building a house, I'm obviously documenting it from, you know, the plot of land all the way up, and then in time we'll try to decorate each room, you know, little by little. We want to kind of enjoy the process, but I don't know if you're interested in any of that type of stuff, or like a process video as the house goes up, or I'm not really sure, but I don't know if anyone's into home decor, things like that, or just the house itself going up, because we picked the stuff in it, like, you know, the flooring and the, I don't know, tile and stuff like that. I don't know if anyone's interested in that, but since, you know, I'm building from the ground up, I thought, like, it might be interesting to see. But let me know. I know this is basically a scrap channel, so if that's not up your alley, I totally understand, and I'll leave that off this channel. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.